Hello, good afternoon, and welcome to this video tutorial on the Fantom ecosystem. And specifically what we're going to be taking a look at here is how you can get Fantom or FTM tokens into your MetaMask wallet. Then you can actually swap those using the Rubic applet or the Rubic site. And that's what I'm going to be covering in this video. I'm going to walk you through all the steps so that you can use the xLQDR, or basically the locked up liquid driver tokens. And if you take a look right now, the total APR is 126.08%. Here are the tokens and the percentages you're going to be earning on your stake, but I'm going to go over in great detail the 2 weeks, 2 months, 1 year, 2 years, because you cannot simply stake your liquid driver tokens for 2 weeks and earn these APRs. And I'll dig into that a little bit later. But first, let me make sure that I cover that all information provided in this video tutorial is provided on an as is and as available basis, and you agree that your use of such information is entirely at your own risk. You should not construe any such information or other material in my video tutorials as legal, tax, investment, financial, or other advice. There is nothing in this video or on my YouTube channel that constitutes a solicitation, recommendation, endorsement, or offer by myself or any other third party. I am not liable for the loss of any fiat assets, tokens, or fees incurred as a result of you following the steps presented here, and this is not investment advice, and I am not an investment advisor. The opinions expressed in this video tutorial are for general information and entertainment purposes only, and are not intended to provide specific financial and/or tax advice or recommendations for any individual or for any specific cryptocurrency token or investment product. So now that we've got that out of the way, the Fantom ecosystem is a project that I am very, very interested in, and I wanted to go ahead and share how you might be able to get involved by either staking your LQDR, and I'm going to cover farming as well, and I'm also going to go over using the Rubic site. Now, I cannot stress this enough. I got a little bit confused last night with the transaction into this morning using a swap site Rubic, and I jumped on their Telegram channel, and man, the support that I received from those guys was amazing. Within 5 minutes, I had all of my LQDR tokens, and I was ready to rock. So what are we going to do here? Well, the first thing you're going to do is you would come to liquiddriver.finance, and that's going to bring you to this site here. Again, I'm using the MetaMask wallet. There are other options, as you will see. You could use the Trust wallet, the Coinbase wallet. You could use Wallet Connect. Now, I thought it was interesting that they list the Coinbase wallet here because Fantom or FTM, I don't believe you can purchase that or trade that on Coinbase. So I use the MetaMask wallet. That's my wallet of choice. Now, when I click on this, it's going to connect my wallet automatically because I've already connected it. And you can see here it shows my wallet address. However, when you go to do this, it's probably going to come up with that little ubiquitous MetaMask wallet box that shows up here, the dialog box, asking you to approve the addition of the Fantom Opera mainnet. And what does that look like? Well, it looks like this. You can either have the Ethereum mainnet as the network that the MetaMask wallet is using, or as you can see here, I'm using the Fantom Opera mainnet. Now, when you first pop in here, all you're going to see is Fantom, FTM, and all these other tokens are as a result of some of the things I've been doing. However, you're only going to see FTM. I'm also going to provide for you the token address, because ultimately when you're using LQDR and the MetaMask wallet, you're going to need to import those tokens. And so I'm going to give you the address that you would use to make that happen. Same address that the Rubic support team gave me on the Telegram channel this morning. All right, so here we are. We've got the MetaMask wallet. You should be able to switch between the Ethereum mainnet, and I'm going to do that right there, and then drop back here over to the Fantom Opera mainnet. And you can see when I change, it brings me over here and it shows me my FTM tokens, LQDR, if I had any, which we will have soon. All right, so how do I get my FTM Fantom tokens into the MetaMask wallet? Well, in a previous video, I showed you how to use the Proton blockchain in coordination with the Binance Smart Chain Bridge. And what I did there was I moved some USDC onto the Binance.com exchange. And you can see that we now have these Fantom tokens here. Now, this is what's interesting. I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to withdraw these tokens. I'm pulling these Fantom tokens off of Binance, and we're going to move them into my MetaMask wallet. Now, another thing that you'll notice, and actually let me go ahead and say switch network, and I'm going to come back to this as well. You'll notice that, and I'm going to cancel that. We don't want that. You'll notice that it asks you to switch a couple of times, and I'll talk about that in a second. So here we are in the MetaMask wallet. The address 0x420 and then E864. If I was to come to the Ethereum mainnet wallet, or I should say network, you would see the same address. So all I'm going to do is copy the address right there. Now you might be thinking, wait a second, we're going to take a massive hit when we go to make this transfer from Binance into the MetaMask wallet. However, that is not the case. So I'm dropping the address in here, and here is where you get to select the network for the withdrawal. You can use the Binance Smart Chain, and take a look at that, 22 cents. You could use Ethereum, ERC20, and you're paying 10 times that, or more than 10 times that amount, I guess, $24.62. In other words, they're going to charge you 10 Fantom tokens to move those tokens using Ethereum ERC20. Well, why not use the Fantom network, and we're going to send all of our tokens over. They're all 61, and pay, and where was the fee? I'm sorry, there it is, 0.01 FTM. Now you might be thinking, well, wait a second, you're sending that to an Ethereum ERC20 address in your MetaMask wallet. But watch what happens. It still gets the tokens onto that Fantom Opera mainnet in the MetaMask wallet. Another reason I love the MetaMask wallet. So let's go ahead and click withdraw. And I'm going to click yes, I'm aware of the potential risks. We're going to click continue. And let me go ahead and click on get my email code, and let's do the email code first. Again, I always recommend doing the email code first, because if you do the authenticator code and you end up having to wait for that email for whatever reason, the authenticator code, you'd get the bonus lab there where you have to do it again. So 448515, and then let's come down here to the authenticator code in my Google authentication app. And that code is 140439. All right, I'm going to click on submit. And I'm going to click complete. Now you may get a window popping up here. It doesn't look like it came up, but there's a window that comes up, and it's odds. It'll come up sometimes it doesn't. Basically telling you, hey, you may have to wait 12 hours. I've never had to wait 12 hours. This finishes within a couple of minutes, and usually 2 minutes is the top end, and you can see we're waiting for the confirmation here. So again, I just sent 61.82 and change Fantom tokens over to my MetaMask wallet. So let's come on up here to the MetaMask wallet and let's take a peek. Again, remember we had 5.8578, and you'll notice I'm on the Fantom Opera mainnet. When you first connect your wallet and you authorize it on that Liquid Driver site, or if you were to do it on the Rubic site or through the Rubic applet, that is what it's going to add. And take a look at that. I mean, that was, I think it was under a minute probably. And now I've got 67.678 Fantom tokens. So at this point, we're done with Binance. We've liquidated everything off of Binance, and we have the tokens that we're looking for. So now let's come back up here to the Liquid Driver site. Now, you'll notice that if you wanted to, so you saw that I transferred the Fantom from Binance, right? And again, I was using, when in the previous video, I was basically just simply highlighting that Binance, smart chain bridge. But you could buy the FTM Fantom on Binance and then do what I just did. You don't have to transfer them from somewhere. You can buy them on Binance and then transfer them into your MetaMask wallet. Because if you want to connect up the wallet, you'll notice that there's no Binance wallet. If I was to go ahead and log out here real quickly and then click Connect Wallet, you'll notice that it's going to be one of these wallets here that you're going to have to be using in order to do what I'm getting ready to show you. And specifically, again, I can't recommend MetaMask highly enough. It's been phenomenal so far. All right, so inside of our MetaMask wallet on the Fantom Opera mainnet, we've got 67.678 Fantom tokens. So now the question becomes, okay, well, I want to do the staking with the xLQDR, the X liquid driver. How would I do that? Well, you'll notice that it shows my wallet balance is 0 LQDR, and that's correct. And you might be then saying, okay, well, I'm going to go buy some LQDR. And what you're going to notice here is there's a couple of ways you could go about this. You could use this little applet right here. I could connect my wallet up here and say, connect MetaMask. And this is the Yoshi exchange. You could buy or sell LQDR on the Yoshi exchange. So there's an exchange that you could use. And I could do a swap here, right? I mean, because there's my 67.678 Fantom tokens. And I could swap those out for LQDR. And that's actually what we're going to be doing in this activity. However, I also want to show you Rubic. Again, these guys were phenomenal in their Telegram channel with support. And if I was to click on the Fantom here, there's a quick note, right? So you'll notice they show you sort of these, there's the Ethereum network. I think that's some other network, maybe Solana, and then I'm spinning by. So this would be the network here. That is the Fantom Opera mainnet. And if I was to click on that, I'm sorry, I'm sitting here clicking on it and I'm like, why is it not updating my balance? I need to connect my wallet. So let's connect the MetaMask wallet. Now, this is one thing I noticed with Rubic is that it's going to ask you to connect. And I'm going to say, okay, yeah, connect. And it's going to say connecting. And then we're done. Now, the very first time I did this, you might see it come up and ask you to connect again. Right? So don't panic if you see it asking you to connect again. It is definitely going to connect. And as you can see, it worked like a champ right here. Now, Rubic also has their own site. And the thing I like about the Rubic site is if you use the app that I just showed you here, right? This Rubic app on the liquiddriver.finance page, it's going to show you that things are completing, but it doesn't give you much more information than that. In order to see a lot of very detailed information, you would come here, connect your wallet. And again, this is just app.rubic.exchange. You connect that MetaMask wallet up and you click on My Trades and take a look at that. So I did a cross-chain trade very late last night, early this morning. And then I was testing some other stuff where I came here to the site and they used Spirit Swap in order to do a swap for me. So you've got two options in order to get the LQDR, at least swapping options that I'm showing you here, to get the LQDR so that you can do the staking with the xLQDR, right? Because again, LQDR is not readily available on a lot of exchanges. And it looks like you would have to go to, and I'm sorry, it's going to, looks like, okay, good. It's going to connect the wallet up again here. And I'll connect here using Rubic, right? And again, you get prompted for this. And there we go. So we could basically do a swap here, right? I mean, there's any number of ways that we could do this using either this Yoshi Exchange applet here or the Rubic, or again, you could come to Rubic's site. And so I'm going to do it off of Rubic's site. So let's go to swaps. And as you can see here, they're going to show you some different networks, right? So there's you Ethereum and Ethereum. Well, I'm going to say select token. And this is where you see it's Ethereum, right? That's the Ethereum network logo right there. I'm going to scroll down a little bit and we're going to get the Fantom network, right? And so I'll click on that and you can show it shows you have 5.857 Fantom. Let me refresh here. Give me a second. And that's what you're going to notice. In some cases, you have to refresh the page manually. There it is. Right. So there it is. And I mean, I didn't plan that, but it worked beautifully. Right. I love it when a plan comes together. So you can see here are the 67.67 Fantom I have. Now, a quick note of caution. Do not use all the Fantom out of your MetaMask wallet, because from here on out, the fees that you're paying are paid with Fantom FTM. So don't spend all the Fantom and convert it, right? Don't swap all of your Fantom thinking, oh, well, I'm going to get a whole bunch of LQDR, because then you're going to be stuck. As you'll see, FTM is the currency that is used to approve all of these transactions, and it's pennies on the dollar. Transactions I've done have ranged from 4 cents to 11 cents. That's it, right? So I wouldn't click max. I'm just going to click up here and let's go ahead. I'll take 60. right? And we'll make sure we leave enough for any fees that we may incur. It's going to be $145.80. And what's the token that I want to convert to? Well, we're going to, again, scroll down here, choose the Fantom ecosystem, and we want LQDR. And actually, let me just liquid driver. There it is. Sorry about that. Took it a second. So there we go. All right. Well, it looks like it's going to do it via Spooky Swap. Let's click on Swap. It's going to pop up here. We're going to get an approval thing. I want you to take a look at this. Max fee of 0.05 FTM. I mean, you can't beat that, right? In the previous video, I showed you the difference between using the Binance Smart Chain, the Binance Smart Chain integration with the Proton chain, right? And the difference was $110 to do it with Ethereum as opposed to 26 cents using the Binance Smart Chain bridge. All right, so successful trade, check transaction in My Trades, right? Again, Rubic site, very straightforward, very easy to use. I click on My Trades. It's going to open up a new window here. And again, I could have clicked on the My Trades over on the right. And there it is, completed from Fantom via Spooky Swap. I did my 60 Fantom FTM tokens, and I now have 7.51764 liquid driver tokens. And those tokens are in my MetaMask wallet. And again, for pennies on the dollar, we were able to do that. And there is the liquid driver. There are the liquid driver tokens that I just scooped up. All right, so now let's head back to the liquid driver, or I should say the liquid driver site, and specifically the xLQDR link up here. I'm doing a separate video on farming. That's going to be next. But right now I want to talk about this. Now, this is important right here because this kind of threw me for a loop initially. So I'm getting ready to stake my LQDR. This current epoch ends in 4 hours and 56 minutes. And so what this means is everything that I'm staking right now, the liquid driver LQDR that I'm going to stake right now, is not going to do anything for me. I am not earning anything. In fact, you can see I already have 32.9 LQDR locked up until 2024. So I use the 2-year option. I'm going to talk about that as well because there's a big difference between 2 weeks and the return you're going to get and 2 years and the return you're going to get. So I locked this up for 2 years. For 2 years. And what you're going to notice is I'm not earning anything. And that's because I did all of this morning. And this was back when it said, I think it was like 10, 11 hours or something like that. But you are not going to begin earning until you participate in a full epoch. Meaning in 4 hours and 55 minutes, roughly 7 o'clock tonight, everything that I have staked here, all the LQDR that I have generated as xLQDR and then locked up for 2 years, then I will start to earn rewards that I can then claim. And again, the rewards you can claim. And I want to be clear on this. You got to make sure that you do your research and make good choices. So everything I'm locking up for 2 years is not available for withdrawal. You'll notice there's no option to simply say, oh, you know what? Hey, it's a weekend and I've changed my mind. I need that money back. You are going to be waiting for 2 years. And I'm going to show you other ways that you can earn LQDR, liquid driver, in terms of the farming if this doesn't fit sort of your investment goals. And that's one of the things you see, like people will always ask questions like, oh, well, should I lock it up for 2 weeks, 2 months, a year, 2 years? Well, it all depends, right? I mean, what is it you're trying to achieve? What APR do you want to earn? And more importantly, are you okay if whatever you put in here, you can't get to for 2 years? I mean, that's really what it comes down to. Now, when we talk about the farming, totally different story, right? All right, so let's jump back here. You can see there's my 7.517 LQDR. Let me refresh this page just to make sure. And I'm hoping I don't run into some kind of funky behavior I saw earlier. Everything worked. I didn't lose any tokens. However, it was like, oh, well, hold on. I got to refresh. You got to keep refreshing, right? That's one of the key takeaways is that you might have to refresh the pages to make sure that it's doing what you want it to do. So I'm going to put all 7.517 LQDR in here, right? Now, you'll notice that the period pops up. It shows it until 0108. And I thought that that was interesting because it's actually the fourth. Even when you're increasing the amount, right? It's going to increase it and add it into this. At least that's what it did for me. So I didn't click on extend period. Watch what happens when you do. And maybe this is why I had to refresh the screen a few times. When I click on extend period, it's going to ask, or it's going to come up and it's going to simply tell you the transaction is expected to fail. Trying to execute it is expected to be expensive, but fail. It's not recommended. So I'm going to click reject. Now, that's how I thought you would do it initially, was you would click extend period. But I think what that is saying is that, oh, you want to extend this period out, possibly, not add these tokens in. I want to increase my token amount. That's what I'm interested in doing. So let me go ahead and I'm just going to refresh the screen just to make sure we don't run into any issues here. I still have all of my liquid driver tokens. I'm going to click on max and I'm going to click on increase amount. Now this is not going to fail, right? And take a look here. The estimated gas fee, it's 0.08 Fantom, right? Again, pennies on the dollar to confirm that transaction. And so we're going to wait for a second. And this was the behavior I saw the first time. As I click confirm, and you'll notice the page, it's not really auto refreshing, right? Like this amount is still 32,926. It still shows that I've got 7.517 LQDR. Let's see what MetaMask shows up here. And you can see increase amount. It looks as if it did what it was supposed to do. And my Fantom total, all of the LQDR is gone. Ah, there it is. Okay, it auto refresh finally. So you can see the available LQDR is gone and it is now reflected up here. So at this moment, I have 40 LQDR, 40.444 LQDR locked up for a 2-year period. Now, let's take a look over here because this is a little bit misleading when you see this over here, because maybe you come in here and you're like, oh my God, I can lock up LQDR for 2 weeks and I'm going to be pulling down these numbers here. No, that is not how it works. The little calculators that you see over here to the right of the APR percentage, that is what you need to click on to see, well, what if I locked up all of this LQDR for 2 weeks? That is the APR you'll be earning, and it gets paid out in LQDR, 0.44%, not 23.22. So then let's take a look. What if I lock it up for 2 months? That's 8 weeks. I'm going to be earning 1.78. What if I lock it up for 52 weeks, right? These are the available choices right now. Well, if you lock it up for a year, you're going to be earning 11.61. What if I lock it down for 104 weeks? 23.22. So even if you locked it up for 2 weeks, you can still come back in here and extend the period, because that is initially what I did. I initially came in here with the 32 LQDR that you saw, and I said, oh, cool, I can lock this up for 2 weeks and I'm going to earn 23.22% on, paid out in LQDR. And then I clicked on the calculators and figured out, whoops, made a mistake there, right? That is not what's going to happen. So then I was able to extend the period. And let me go ahead and back this up here. So then I was able to click on extend period and I pushed it out to the 2-year window and it automatically converted me into a 2-year window, right? So that is what you need to take into consideration. What's going to work best for you? What is the APR you're searching for? And most importantly, when you go to stake your xLQDR, or you generate the xLQDR and you lock those LQDR up, are you okay waiting 2 weeks, 2 months, 1 year, 2 years, not being able to withdraw any of that LQDR? Now, one of the beauties of the Fantom ecosystem is that there are multiple ways to earn LQDR that aren't as restrictive as this. And again, 2 weeks, not too restrictive, but 2 years, you're in for the long haul. But the juice is worth the squeeze. Take a look at these APRs that you're going to be getting. And I'm going to do a follow-up video probably in a couple of days showing you, hey, do I have some claimable earnings here? Because remember, all of the claimable earnings that you claim, you're going to be able to take. And then you could reinvest those if you would like. All right, well, that is going to do it for this video on how you can take Fantom FTM tokens, transition those into your MetaMask wallet. If you're doing it off of Binance, you can do it for pennies on the dollar, 0.01 Fantom. Get them into the MetaMask wallet. And again, remember, you want to connect the wallet first. The one thing I want to touch on that I didn't already is when you do that swap, and let me take a step back here. When you do the initial swap, don't panic when in your MetaMask wallet, you do not see LQDR. The swap is going to complete, everything is going to finish up, and you're going to be like, okay, well, I see that my FTM total has been reduced substantially. Where's all that LQDR I was supposed to get? This is where you have to do the following in your MetaMask wallet. If it's not already in there, if LQDR has not already been imported, here's all you need to do. You click on Import Tokens, and here is the address that you would need to use. I'm going to put this address in the description below so you can copy it and then paste it, because if you type this out, chances are there's going to be a typo. But all you do is you copy this address. I'm going to paste it in here. You'll notice this is token's already been added. If the token hasn't already been added, it's going to auto-magically put the token symbol in here, and it's auto-magically going to fill in the token decimal. All you have to do is paste that address after clicking Import Token, and it'll auto-magically import the LQDR token for you, and your balance of LQDR tokens will be there. I apologize for not touching on that earlier. Again, when you go to do the swap, that is the address that you would want to add in after you connect your wallet up and you see FTM in here. Not a bad idea to import right away before you do the swap. So that way, after you do the swap, it's all ready there. And you can see that you've successfully added it, and the total is 0. All right, now I believe we are totally done. So again, do your own research, make good choices, and that's all I've got. Hopefully you're going to jump into the liquid driver pool and start earning some rewards. Thanks so much for watching. Hope this video has helped you out, maybe saved you a little headache in terms of trying to figure out how things work here. And as always, I hope to see you in the next video.